guys, welcome back to my video game collection pickup vlogs. I thought I'd do this video as the official start to the 2015 season of videos on this channel. So, before we get started, I should point out with my game collection that it has gotten quite bigger since we last left off. Yeah, there's been I've just pretty much done a huge update on all my games and so on. Now, originally I was going to plan to do, Super Nintendo and N64 as one video, but because the amount of... Look at all these fucking Super Nintendo games we gotta go through. Because of that, I might just split the Nintendo 64 with my Game Boy collection. That way, that'll be a totally different video. So that will be part 4. So, yeah, and also, in terms of some console updates, I do have pretty much the same consoles as before. The one thing I do have different, I just bought a 32X for my Sega. Now, keep in mind, it does not have the cords or anything with it. I just bought it like that. So, just to let you know about that, I have a 32X. But anyway... yeah, let's talk about the Super Nintendo, released in, I believe, 1990, 1992, which was the year I was born. I consider it, in my opinion, the greatest video game console ever made. In my opinion, it's the best console that I play, and since I've been a huge fan of it, I've been collecting games for the past year of just, like, these titles. Now, to this day, I believe I have about 64 Super Nintendo games. So yeah, we have 64 games to go through, and we might as well just get started. And now they're all in alphabetical order, so I guess we'll start off with the ones on top here. So, if we can get in there closely, okay, well, first of all, the first title we should talk about is Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo. This is, I think, one of my favorite games on the console. It's just a side-scroller beat-em-up. It's made by Konami. Love Konami. And this is actually a pretty good game. If anybody wants to play a good side-scroller beat-em-up of Batman on 16-bit, this is pretty much the one to go to. Now, these ones were too unorganized. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, keep in mind these might fall around and shit, but don't worry about that, because try to keep everything together. Next, we have Batman Forever for the Super Nintendo. This game sucks. Yeah, whereas Batman Returns was good, this game is total shit. It's basically a Mortal Kombat clone. It's made by Acclaim, and it's hard. And I know it is. I know the nerd played it and everything, but yeah, I just got it because it's Batman, and I remember seeing this a lot as a kid on video game stores and everything. So yeah, I have it now, Batman for the Super Nintendo. So we'll just lay that there, so it's less of a pain in the ass to pick up. And these will probably just fly off, so, oh, there goes, oh, we're already leaving shit, so I guess we'll look at the next one, which is right down here. What did we drop here? We have, this is Bill Lauder's Kombat Basketball, just a simple basketball game. I have not played this. It's by Hudson Soft with the honeybee, yeah, but as you can see, it's just a bland basketball game, nothing to say, really. We have Bill Wash's College Football, just a regular football game. Keep in mind, I have a lot of sports games, and that's mostly because they're cheap to get. So, that's a football game. We have Bills and Blazers, which is a basketball game. I have no clue how this one is, but it is by Electronic Arts, and I think they make good sports games. And by the way, Electronic Arts makes fantastic Lord of the Rings games, so if you guys get a Lord of the Rings game by EA Games, play it. They're really fun to get, but we'll talk about that another time. Okay, now we're moving on to down here, so I guess what I'll do is I'll just move these guys down here. There you go. And we'll start with right back here. So first of all, we have, what's this one? Clay Fighter. Again, this is actually a really fun game for the Super Nintendo. I bought this with a lot at a old abandoned barn, and some person was just giving away games, and one of them was Clay Fighter. I think I got $15 for the lot, so glad I got Clay Fighter. Oh, we're missing one right here, actually. What's this one? Oh, that's Batman Returns. We already reviewed that one. Let me get back there. Now, already, we're going to take a look at my favorite game on the system. My personal favorite game on the Super Nintendo system by Capcom, Disney's Aladdin. I love the fuck out of this game. This is seriously one of the best games I've ever played, and one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. Capcom did such an amazing job with this game, and it's easily one of my favorite Disney games. Like, out of all the Disney games, it's just so much fun. Like, everybody likes the Sega Genesis version, but this is the better one. So in my opinion, if you want to play this, get the Super Nintendo version, or get the Game Boy Advance version, which is pretty much the same game. This is a great game. If anybody wants to get this for their collection, do it. It's so much fun. I can't say enough. It represents childhood. Aladdin for Super Nintendo, fucking awesome. Now we're moving on to, again, one of my personal favorite games, Donkey Kong Country. Pretty much got this with the Super Nintendo when I bought it. And, yeah, it's just a nice little game because, you know, everybody loves Donkey Kong. And yeah, it's a fun game. I remember as a kid, the graphics on this game, because it's much done in like a 3D sense. This game really kind of blew my mind when I first saw it and played it and everything. And yeah, it's one of those classic games that really redefined video game graphics. And that's what I think I mostly love about the game. And the music's awesome. It makes for great King Kong blooper music. Now we have actually the third sequel, Donkey Kong Country 3, Diddy Kong's Double Trouble, or Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. A lot of these titles are really hard to understand. This one, I'm actually borrowing from my cousin, but, yeah, I have it as part of my collection. The one thing I don't have is Donkey Kong Country 2, which I want to play, but the reason I like this game a lot, too, I think I like this better than 2, or even 1, I'm not too sure. The reason I like this one is because it's so fucking funny. Like, everywhere you go, there's something funny in the game. And what I really like is, I forget what this guy's name is, the gorilla guy, that Kong, I forget what his name is, but what's funny is that when he dies, he just has a complete spaz attack. He's just like, ah! And as a kid, it really made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh. It's so goddamn funny. But overall, it's a great game. Anybody should pick this one up, Donkey Kong Country 3. This one, which is, what is this? Dark Han or whatever. I think I got this one a lot by Pat the NES Punk, and I have not played this one, so I have no clue how the fuck this one works, but as you can see, it's, interesting. If anybody could let me know what this game's about, that'd be awesome. Wait, so that's, yeah, sorry, just organization is pretty bad. Now there's this one, which is, what's this one? F-Zero. I have no clue what this game. A lot of these games I haven't even played yet. But F-Zero looks like a simple racing game, which looks like the Batmobile for some reason. Or a hover Batmobile. That'd be actually kind of cool for a Batman movie. But as you can see, it's just simple racing game. Not too sure off the top of my head. It's not really made by any company. It's a Nintendo product, so looks kind of okay. We have, what's this one? This is FIFA Soccer or whatever. Again, simple soccer game, so we'll just pass by those. Now we have another great game, which I haven't even played yet, Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. This is pretty much the equivalent to the Super Star Wars games, but it's all 3 movies, Indiana Jones films, in one game. And what's really cool is this is made by GVC and everybody, the people who made Super Star Wars. And I've heard this is a pretty good game, so definitely check that one out. Well, they're already starting to fall apart again. We have Jeopardy Sports Edition. It's Jeopardy. That's all I can say. We have The Jungle Book, which, in my opinion, this is one of the worst games I've ever played. It is so fucking hard. It is so ridiculous, so difficult. And it is one of the shittiest fucking games I've ever played on the system. I can't even get past the first screen. It's so bad. So definitely pass that one. But if you're just a true hard collector who has to have every game, get it. We have Jurassic Park by Ocean. Now, here's the thing about Jurassic Park in terms of when the movie came out and with gaming licensing. In terms of home consoles, there never really was a good Jurassic Park game. This is one of them that's not very good. It's just it's an overhead game, and it's awful. Like, the only game for the Super Nintendo that's Jurassic Park that's actually pretty good is the Chaos Continues, which is the second one, and also the Sega Genesis version. Now, in my opinion, my personal favorite Jurassic Park game is Jurassic Park by Sega, the arcade machine, where you sit in a seat and you use the joystick to shoot 16-bit dinosaurs. I never got why that never got the whole video console treatment. It would have been amazing if they got that into a game, especially for something like the Super Nintendo. But in my opinion, Jurassic Park, the arcade game, is the best Jurassic Park game that I've ever played. And come on, we've all played it at Chuck E. Cheese when we were kids. But this one is kind of a pass. Now we have a game that I also got with Clay Fighter, Killer Instinct. This is one of the best tournament fighters on the system. I really like this game. I like to play it with friends. My personal favorites I like to choose are Spinal and Riptor, only because it's a fucking velociraptor and a skeleton with a sword. But this is, again, another one that I got with a lot. And I love how it's like a black cartridge. It's kind of like a Maximum Carnage, which is a red cartridge. But this is actually a really fun game. I definitely recommend that one. Okay, now this one had me at a curiosity. It's called King of the Monsters 2. Now, as you all know, I'm a big kaiju fan. Godzilla, King Kong, whatever. So I found this at the Red Barn Flea Market, which is a great flea market in Ontario. And what's weird is that it's just look at this cover. Like, who wouldn't want to play this game? It looks like just giant monsters fighting each other. It's freaking Rampage. Now, I had no clue what I was getting, so I bought it, played it, and I don't get it at all. I seriously don't get it. But this is an interesting game. I'm not too sure if you would pick it up or not. But hey, it's giant monsters. What are you going to do? Next we have Ken Griffey's Winning Run. Oh, it's a baseball game, so who cares? Lethal Weapon by Ocean, which I picked up at Goodwill for $5, which is okay. But as you can see, it is a movie-based game. I don't know about this game. Haven't played it. Let me know in the comments if it's a good or bad game. I might have to look it up. I'm not too sure. Now, of course, we have one of the most popular games on the Super Nintendo is, of course, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Now, this one looks like a totally different version. This is the, what is this? The Player's Cartridge or Player's Choice version. This is not the original version. This is like a different redo of Link to the Past. Now, I love Zelda. I mean, I find Zelda is a great story, great world, Hyrule and all that crap. I've never played really any of the Zelda games, and it's only because the whole overhead view is kind of confusing for me. Now, I don't know. I might try this one time, Legend of Zelda. It just looks kind of fun. But I'm still hoping for that Legend of Zelda movie. I think that would be great. Next up is another shitty game. Hate to say it, Lion King. Exactly made by Virgin, who did the Jungle Book game. Now, I remember I've had this one when I've had my Super Nintendo, and seriously, it's not like it's a bad game for different reasons. It's mostly because it's so repetitive, and I can only get past like the second or third stage. And it's so hard. Like, why do a lot of these Disney games have to be so difficult? Like, Aladdin was like the perfect game. These Jungle Book and this are just garbage. So after playing Aladdin, I was expecting a lot for Lion King, but no, it's so hard to beat. But yeah, just kind of fuck this game. Like, the movie's great, don't get me wrong. The movie's a great classic Disney, one of my favorite Disney movies, but the game sucks. We have a couple of sports games. I'll just go whiz by those quickly. We have Madden 95, Madden 97, just football games. I don't even know who John Madden is. I know he's some whatever. Oh, moving on. This is Ncaa Basketball, another basketball game. Oh, and now we have a really good game that I'm glad I paid full price for. And this is one of my most fond memories playing the Super Nintendo, Megaman X. Oh my god. I love the crap out of this game. It's Capcom, of course, and in my opinion, this is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. And as you can see, yes, I paid $50 for this cartridge. I bought this at Fan Expo last August, and I've been playing it, and I really love this game. One thing I really like about this game is Capcom's graphics and everything on this game are superb. Great graphics for the 16-bit gaming, but also the music. The music in this game kicks so much fucking ass. It is so much fun to hear the music from this game, especially from that opening stage. I want to see somebody do a cover of that with a guitar, like a rock guitar, because it really, like, the music does fucking rock. That's bottom line. But this is seriously one of the best games to own on the Super Nintendo, Megaman X. And now we have another one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. It's like kind of fun to play. It's another beat 'em up. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, as you know, I'm a big Power Rangers fan. And, sorry, just moving my glasses. As you can see here, I had this one. I've also had this one with my collection of Super Nintendo games when I first got it. This is a fun game. You can choose between the 5 Rangers, except for Tommy. He was only on the Genesis version, like, what the fuck. But you just go around, beating up putties, transform into the Power Rangers, use your weapons, and destroy the monsters at the end of each level. This is a really fun game, and I'd highly recommend it if you're a Power Rangers fan or a Super Nintendo fan. Next we have, of course, one of the classics, Mortal Kombat. Actually, I'll just go through this. I have Mortal Kombat 1, and I have Mortal Kombat 2. I love Mortal Kombat. This is one of those games you want to play with friends, and just beat the shit out of them. But Mortal Kombat's a great series of games. I'll just pull them both out, just for the heck of it. Here we go. But as you can see, you can't really see Mortal Kombat 1. But yeah, these are really good games. I don't have Mortal Kombat 3, unfortunately. But I am looking around for that one, although I did just buy it for the Genesis, so we'll get to that one time. But these are pretty fun games, Mortal Kombat. Definitely one of the best on the system. This one is NBA Live 95, which came with its manual, surprisingly. Sports game, NBA Live 97, which is, again, sports game. NBA Jam, which is one of the most popular. Surprisingly, this cartridge does not work. I need to find a way to either fix it or just get a new version of the game. But this is one of the most popular games on the Super Nintendo. NFL Football, another football game. NHL 95, which is hockey. This is, again, one of the most popular games of any 16-bit game system. NHL 96, which came with the manual. I got both of these in the manual, which is kind of cool. And, of course, NHL 97, which is pretty much the same game. We have NHL, FL, hockey, whatever. Again, hockey games. There's so many sports games. Oh, Jesus Christ. NHL Stanley Cup. How many games are in here? Like, seriously, this whole section right in here, sports games. Ridiculous. Oh, here's a game that I fondly remember as a kid. Paperboy 2 for Super Nintendo. This is the sequel to Paperboy, which I do now have on NES because I've just gotten an update on my NES collection. So you can see there's Contra and so on, but we're side passing. But yeah, I paid about $15 for this at Anime North. Paperboy 2, what's really fun is my cousin used to play this, and every time he died, I just laughed my ass off. But this is actually a pretty fun game. Very repetitive, but it's a good challenge for anybody who wants to just go around throwing papers at random people and getting chased by weird shit. Okay, here's a game that I saw being advertised as a kid, wanted to play it, and I only just started playing it, and it sucks. The Pagemaster. Now, here's the thing. I love the Pagemaster movie. I think it's really good. The score is great. The animation's fantastic. That whole dragon sequence is awesome. The voice acting. And I remember when I have the VHS here still, I think. There it is right there, as you can see. But the thing is, they had an ad for the game for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and they made it look really good. And that's the thing about movie advertisements, is when they promote the game, they make them look good. And I finally got around to playing this. I was so lost. I don't get it at all. It's so confusing to get through the stages, and you die instantly. And, I mean, I don't know, I might give this one a second go, but I just like the covers, too, to Super Nintendo games. They just look really cool. But, yeah, this is one of those games that I just kind of found, like, oh my god, I gotta play this now, and it was kind of a disappointment. Okay, now we have one of my favorite games, which I just recently bought at the flea market. That is Primal Rage. This is for any collector of gaming's Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. Get this game. It is so much fun. It is basically a King Kong tournament fighter. You know, King Kong, like, it's not really King Kong as it is like a mutant ape, and then there's like dinosaurs and shit, but you just go around and you beat the shit out of each other. Personally, the Super Nintendo is my favorite version. I picked this up for, I think, about $30, but, like, I wanted it just because it's Primal Rage and I'm into dinosaurs and apes and shit. Now, what's really great about this game is that the graphics of the dinosaurs were all done with stop motion, which is fantastic. It gives it that very Harryhausen look. But this is definitely one to pick up for any collector of Super Nintendo or Genesis, Primal Rage. Let's just get that back in there. Oh, of course, I picked this up at the flea market, and I just wanted it because I know it's bad, but I just wanted to see what it was like, and I just wanted to add it to my collection. Shaq Fu. Yes, I have Shaq Fu. Now, here's the thing. Shaquille O'Neal, I think he's okay. Like, he's not... Obviously, he's a bad actor, but in terms of what he does, I think he's actually kind of cool. He's, like, the best promotional guy for anything. But, yeah, this game, as everybody knows, is a piece of crap. Everybody wants to destroy this, but I just wanted to add it to my collection. My arm's already getting tired, and we're almost done though. We're almost there. Now we have Street Fighter 2. This is one of the most classic games on the Super Nintendo. It's Capcom. It's a classic fighting game. Everybody's played this. Great game. I can't say anything else. You just go around. It's just a tournament fighter. You beat the shit. I personally pick Ryu because he's the coolest guy. But yeah, Street Fighter 2. Now this next game we're going to look at, I've never played, and the title is just confusing, and it's just like, it's one of those titles you see and you're like, what the fuck is that about? And that is Secret of Evermore. I have no idea what this game is about. Somebody let me know in the comments. I have yet to play it. But it just, I don't know if this game is valuable. I don't know if this game's good or bad. But, yeah, Secret of Evermore, I have no clue. If you guys let me know in the comments, that'd be awesome. And of course, we have a game that I bought at Anime North, which is one of my personal favorites on the system, Star Fox. Everybody loves Star Fox. This is personally one of the best games on the system, and the graphics are great, the flying's great, the music's great. But what's really interesting about this cartridge, unlike other cartridges, this one has, like, this shit. I guess because the graphics are so insane that they had to add an extra chip in there. But, yeah, Star Fox is a great game. I picked this up for $25, which is a reasonable price. But, I love this game. This is one of the best games on the system, and I enjoyed the crap out of it. Now, I know they did have Star Fox 2, which never showed the light of day, but I know they make reproduction cartridges of Star Fox 2. I'm going to see about looking around for that, because I want to get a copy of Star Fox 2. Next, we have a simple sports game, Super Batter Up, which I've never played. So we'll just pass by that. We have Super Black Bass, which is just a fishing game. I have no clue what the fuck. I don't even know if this game's good. I don't know. It just looks cool. I just like the covers on Super Nintendo games. And of course, we have a game that I just picked up for $15 for a really cheap price. Only problem is the sticker's kind of fucked up. That is Super Mario Kart. Yeah, I picked this up for about $15 to $10. Usually this would go about $40 to $50, but the reason is because of the sticker. So I gotta look for a reproduction sticker. So if somebody could let me know in the comments whether or not I can find a reproduction sticker, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I like Super Mario Kart. It's a great racing game, one of the classics on the Super Nintendo. Now, again, one of my favorite consoles, or one of my favorite games on the console, Super Mario World. Everybody pretty much has a copy of this for the Super Nintendo. Great game, great worlds. You know, I usually just save up all my lives in order to get through the damn thing without getting game over. This is one of the classics on the system. Mario, this is serious. I think this is my favorite Mario game. Out of all the Mario games I own, this is one of my favorites. But I remember this fondly as a kid. I remember everybody playing it, and this is just a fun time. Super Mario World. Now we have a game that is probably the most expensive buy that I have, and that is that's Super Mario Brothers. No, that's not what that's not what we want. I'm talking Super Metroid. I paid, $60 for this cartridge. This was something I got at Unplugged. Of course, Super Metroid is one of the most popular games on the system. Music's great. It's creepy. It's scary. Metroid was pretty much the equivalent to Halo for Nintendo. But in this case, this is I tried playing it. It's actually not bad of a game. And yeah, I paid $60 for it. That's all I can really say. It's Super Metroid. Everybody has to have a copy of this. Now we have Super Play Action Football. Oh gosh, another football game, so we'll pass that. Okay, this one had my attention. This is not one of those attention-seeking games that I saw the cover, I'm like, what the fuck is this about? That is Super Smash TV. Now, I saw a review of it for the NES. Super Nintendo, I think it's actually a little bit better. And, yeah, it's just the title really really kind of got my attention. And I really like this. I really like this game. I paid $3. Not bad. Not bad for this game. But yeah, Super Smash TV. Now, of course, we have one quick sports game, Super Soccer, which I haven't played. And, of course, some of my favorite games on the system, the Super Star Wars Trilogy. These are great fucking games for any Super Nintendo fan. Let's start with Super Star Wars. Great game. This is pretty much, I think these are one of my favorite Star Wars games. Just Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back. Yes, I paid $20. Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. The thing is, they're great games. The problem is they are hard as fuck. It's impossible to beat these in one sitting, pretty much. You have to have the cheat code and shit. But yeah, the Super Star Wars game is definitely one of my favorite Star Wars games and one of the best on the console. And now we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which is not the arcade game, it's the dreaded LJN title. This game I got for like $8 at Goodwill, which is I guess. I haven't played this yet, but I heard it's bad, but I just want it because it's fucking Terminator. I'm planning to get the arcade game, though, the arcade version. Next we have one that, again, came with my lot of Clay Fighter and Killer Instinct, Tetris and Dr. Mario. This is a double game. You get Tetris and it's Dr. Mario. What else is there? It's those two games. And I have like 3 copies of Tetris now on this, NES, and Game Boy, but we'll get to those later. But those are just classic games. Next we have, again, a game that was advertised to death that I really wanted to play as a kid. Finally played it, and it was actually really good. Toy Story. Again, what really impressed me about this game is not only because Toy Story is a great series of movies, great series of merchandise, but the game is actually pretty good, and the graphics, I think, well, they were Disney Interactive, but I think Pixar had some hand in this, because the graphics at the time blew me away. Like, wow, these are impressive graphics for a 16-bit console. But Toy Story is actually a pretty fun game. I'd definitely recommend this one. I think I picked this up for like $2 and at a flea market, and it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I definitely say Toy Story is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. And of course, it's a time capsule of the 90s, and it's surprising that this this game is turning 20 years old. Jesus Christ. And of course, we have some last-minute games, which are just simple games. We have Wheel of Fortune Deluxe Edition. I don't care. As you saw, Bradley played that, actually. We have WE WrestleMania. Now, the WrestleMania games are okay, but that's one of the only games that LJN seems to really put out. But we have that one. We have W Raw, which is, again, LJN. And, of course, the last game, which I haven't played, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. This is actually by Capcom, surprisingly. So who knows? This might actually be a good game. Let me know in the comments if this is a good game. I know Capcom and Marvel do really good games, so I might give this one actually a try. But yeah, there is X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, and that is actually my entire Super Nintendo collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm hoping to do more of these game collections soon. Next time, we're probably going to focus on the N64 and the Game Boy games, which are right up there. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. So, rate, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video. Take care. Happy 2015. Whatever. See ya.